Hello, friends from the interweb. Thidumgamer here with another board game review. This time, Tsuro, the Game of the Path by Calliope Games. The game itself says that it is about 15 to 20 minutes, ages 8 plus, 2 to 8 players. And I really can't disagree with that from what I've played through. Now, the game itself, of course, comes with instructions. Not going to pull those out. But you have a game board. You have 35 path tokens. You have 8 dragons. Well, I have 7. I got this from a thrift store, so missing one of the dragon tokens. But you can easily play 8 players. Just I'm going to have to add another token. Each player starts out with 3 path cards, and they can, of course, look at these. And the players take turns laying down path cards. Now, you have to lay down a path card in front of your dragon. So let's say you choose to start, and I'm sorry, you get to choose which one of these little ticks your dragon starts at. And you will choose a path card and lay it in front of your dragon and move your dragon along that path. Once you've played the card, you draw a new path card, hold it in your hand. You get to choose what path card you play. Play goes through clockwise, each player laying down cards. And the purpose of the game is to be the last dragon, or the last player standing. Always called these dragons. They may not be. You just take turns laying down those cards, and there are 2 ways that you can be knocked off the board. One is if, and let's see if I have one that'll do this. Yeah, here. Let's say I'm here, and this path token is played, or tile is played, and it moves me to the edge of the board. I'm gone. All right, well, let's say that this player has moved to this point, and I am here. If this tile is played, we run into each other and we're off the board. Again, last player standing wins. Now, a couple things to remember when playing this game. You can only play a tile in front of your own dragon. You can't play it in front of somebody else, unless they happen to be adjacent to the place you're playing the tile. And you have to move to the end of the path of the tile you played. Once that tile is played, you move to the end of whatever path. These paths get very winding, and if you mixed up what path you were going in with, wonderful crosses like that, and you end up going off the board, you can't, oh wait, I didn't mean to play that. You play that, you're done. Now, as for gameplay, it is relatively straightforward. You just draw tiles, you lay tiles, you move along the path until you're knocked off the board or the last player standing. As I said to begin with, the box says ages 8 and up, and that's a pretty good thing. I mean, of course, if you have a child who is plays a lot of games and has a good concept of gameplay, they can play it younger, but 8 is a nice average age for the players. 15 to 20 minute games, definitely. Played this multiple times with my kids, with friends, and each game does last about 15 to 20 minutes at most. There is some strategy involved. You got to watch the path tiles, and you got to kind of think ahead, make sure you're not running off the board, and make sure that with the tiles you have moves to make without ending your game. Now, there's one other token here. Never really had to run into this one. It's the dragon token. In the rules, it says if all the tiles are gone, the player who next is supposed to draw a tile will take the dragon token. And if tiles show back up, they get to take first pick of the tiles. And then, of course, go around clockwise, and everybody fills up their hands to 3. Definitely don't run into the dragon tile in a 2-player game, but in a 3-player game or more, you might. Again, there's only 35 tiles, and this board is 6x6 board, so there's 36 spaces on here, so you're going to be one tile short of what's available here. Overall impression of the game, I enjoy it a lot. It's fun to play, it's easy to set up, easy to explain the rules to somebody who hasn't played it before. Even if you're not good at explaining rules, it's very easy to get in and just show the gameplay, and easy to pick up. Difficulty level, I would go between a 2 and a 3. It's not that difficult. Again, you just lay tiles, you follow the paths, you kind of have to watch the tiles and think about what you're playing. But you can be thinking 2 to 3 moves ahead. So it does have some strategy involved. Again, I give it a 3. It's definitely not a Candyland or Go Fish game. But it's nowhere near the strategy or difficulty of something. And I'll keep mentioning Arkham Horror. That's probably one of the most time-consuming, rule-heavy games that I've played. And I still enjoy it, but it's definitely a 5-star rating there on difficulty. As for replayability, oh, definitely. You can sit down. In fact, I've played we've played 4 or 5 games in a row, and it's the luck of the tiles, luck of the dice, luck of the draw, whatever you want to call it. You may have games which last until you have 2 empty spaces left on the board, or you may have games where, unfortunately, somebody's drawn some really bad tiles, and it's over in 3 or 4 moves, or 3 or 4 turns. But overall, again, it like I said, about 15 to 20 minutes per game. Definitely a fun game to play. If you're sitting down and doing a game night, this could be a nice intermediate sized game for game night. As I said, I got mine in a thrift store. I was very surprised to find it there, but I was very happy. I've seen reviews, and I had played it at the local game store, so definitely enjoy this. Definitely recommend it. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. I will go ahead and add a link in the description to Calliope Games. I have a couple other games through them, and it's a pretty good, well-known game company. Haven't really seen any bad games. Of course, haven't played everything on their catalog, but I haven't seen any bad games that we've picked up to play. So definitely a company worth checking out if you haven't played any of their games yet. But other than that, I hope you enjoy your week, and I hope to see you soon.